Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adults, children, everyone of all ages, how y'all doing tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993. Before we start, I want to make a quick disclaimer here. It's been a long day. There's some very vulgar news going around today regarding yet some other allegations against Vince McMahon and TKO. I've read the stories. I'm not going to discuss them right now. I'm not even going to do like a video of what's going on right now. But just want to get this out there. I'm only going to do a video on that if things get to another level, which means like a resolution or the verdict or whatever happens with those allegations. Then I may do a video, but as of now, I'm not, because first off, I am finally about to in like 2 or 3 days about to get a flag on my channel removed based off of whenever 4 or 5 years ago when I had that issue with one of my video game videos and my channel got taken down for 7 months. I still had that warning, but I was able to take like a training course as an option on YouTube, and I was told that as of January 29th that warning was going to be removed unless if I got another warning. So I'm trying to stay away from suggestive content first. But second off, because I don't need to do a video every time someone is trying to sue Vince McMahon. Because unless something actually happens, then it's not worth me talking about. I don't know about it this time because of how detailed and vile the stuff was. Like if you want thoughts on it, go watch Just Alex. He did a stream to the best, to stay as calm and censored about it as possible. I definitely recommend go watch his. But just getting it out there, I'm not talking about it unless something happens where maybe he's found innocent, or if TKO takes some further action with it. I don't know. To me right now, Vince McMahon is just part of the board of directors for TKO, and that's all I'm going to put right now. People gone after him how many times the past 2 years, and nothing seems to come out of it. So we'll wait and see, and then maybe down the line I will do a video on that. I am going to briefly touch about one member of the board of directors now for TKO in this stream. But it's not Vince McMahon. But I just want to get that out there. We are not going to be addressing that. But I will be addressing something with another board of directors member. In my SmackDown review tomorrow, I'm also going to talk about the release of Kevin Patrick really quick. But that'll be in my SmackDown review, which I'll hopefully try to do tomorrow night after SmackDown or Saturday before I go watch Rumble. Which we will do live reactions Saturday night for the men's Rumble only. We will do live reactions for that. But let's roll in though. Let's talk about some stuff on the brighter side. What's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. And we are here live for my live review of WWE's Royal Rumble 2024. It takes place this coming Saturday, January 27th, 2024, at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Of course, that is the home field for the Tampa Bay Rays. They actually had the Rumble in 2021 there during the pandemic era. So now they're returning there with actual fans. I'm very interested to see how that will look. Hopefully it will look awesome. And we, of course, will roll from there. There's only 4 matches on this card, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with it because, well, I waited until at least after Raw to do this preview. It doesn't look like anything else is going to be added, unless they add in some sort of like a, well, I thought at first maybe they were going to add in a tag title match between Judgment Day and DIY. That's going to be on this next Monday on Raw. I doubt they're going to add a women's tag title match because they're doing that on Friday, which is tomorrow. And it doesn't look like any women's singles championship matches are going to be up for grabs. Maybe they could throw in some like a throwaway match with like New Day and Imperium, like Falls Count Anywhere, just to have like something else there. But as of now, it's just 4 matches, which honestly I'm cool with, because especially since there's 2 Rumble matches, I always feel like one of them like is affected by the time of the first one. So, and sometimes they have to like cut back on it. So having 4 matches, giving both Rumble matches like an hour and 10, hour and 15 maybe, will be good. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul probably get a good 15-20 minutes. The triple threat match, maybe 20-30 minutes. I'm sorry, Fatal 4-Way. Maybe like 20-30 minutes or something like that. That's gonna be a reasonable time, I think, for this pay-per-view. Should be. It's a great looking card. The Rumble matches are not too predictable. There are a couple people. Well, the women, I only see 2 possibilities with the women. The men, there's a few. Now, a disclaimer. Second disclaimer, actually. I'm sticking with the predictions I had before, when I first made the graphics over the weekend. Before Raw this past Monday. I'm sticking with them. However, there have been some rumors speculating of some changes in plans the past few days. I mean, we've already had the big question of who is Roman Reigns facing at WrestleMania this year? Cody Rhodes or The Rock? Based off of some rumors I'm hearing, it's looking more likely The Rock. But I will talk more about The Rock when we get to the end. I was going to start off with it because there's news about The Rock, as he is now a new member of the board for the TKO group. That's right. The Rock basically is one of the people helping running the company. We'll talk about that briefly. And we'll address, where I think they should go with this main event of WrestleMania. Should it be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns? Should it be The Rock and Roman Reigns? And if Cody's not going to have the match, who should he fight? And, there's a lot of questions, rumors speculating, leaving a lot of possibilities to come out of this pay-per-view. Especially that men's Rumble match. So it's going to be a very interesting show as we now begin the road to WrestleMania 40, taking place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Also, I also will make it official here. I mean, it's been official for a while. I know I talk about this I talked about this months ago when it was first announced about WrestleMania 40 going to be in Philadelphia. I know that's not too far away from me, but unfortunately, my friends and I decided we are not going. Right now, of course, there's just, funds and, getting off a busy year and whatnot. And some people, just aren't the biggest fan of the area. So we decided that we're going to wait and go another time. So I will not be attending WrestleMania 40. As I said, possibly when WrestleMania 40 was first announced to be going to Philadelphia. But of course, we will, roll from there. Let's check the live chat very briefly before we talk about the matches. We got Tyler and we've got my wife in the live chat. Tyler says hi and don't have Rock win the Rumble and face Roman for the title. My wife's being a heckler saying I'm boring and she's impressed. She's impressed that I have friends. Yes, I have friends. Not many in the live chat right now, but I do have friends. And Tyler hopes AJ wins the title and don't let Bianca win the Women's Rumble again. Well, spoiler alert, Tyler, I'm not predicting Bianca to win the Rumble. I'm not. Although, she could maybe face somebody else at WrestleMania. So, I will address that when we get to the Women's Rumble. And actually, funny enough, that's the first match we're going to talk about, is the Women's Rumble match. As always, I will predict the matches in the order of how I believe they are going to happen. I think we will open up with the Rumble and end with a Rumble match. Most of the time, the Rumble pay-per-views end with the Rumble match. There have been a few, like last year, that didn't end with the Rumble match. We ended with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, which that I think was because the moment with Sami Zayn turning on Roman Reigns, I think nothing was going to be able to top that. That was an amazing cliffhanger to end on. So, I don't think we're getting that again this year, because I don't really see, those two, singles matches, well, the singles match and the Fatal 4-Way are going to be great, but I don't see any reason right now for them to main event the show. I don't think anything's coming out of it unless we get a Rock and Roman Reigns stare down or something like that. But we're going to roll in first and talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match. Now, there's only been a select few that have actually announced they're entering the Rumble match. The women only had 5 maybe, or 6. Let me go to Smark Out Moment, who I normally like to go to for other things. And let me see, of course, who all has declared for the Rumble match. We'll, of course, stick with just the women first, of course. So far, the only 4 confirmed participants are right here in this graphic. Bayley, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Nia Jax. So, yeah, obviously there's going to be more that's on the roster. It hasn't announced themselves in the match yet. There's going to be probably a Natalya, a Shayna Baszler, a Zoe Stark, a Tegan Nox, Candice LeRae probably. All the ones that are active on the roster, they will most likely be in this Rumble match. Unless if you're Io Sky or Rhea Ripley, unless you never know. Maybe we'll get to that discussion in a second. Back off. So maybe Io enters the match. We'll wait and see. Or Rhea. Who knows? But because something needs to be a twist to that story with Bayley. But well, first, let me share a few other surprises that I think that will happen in this match. So I'm possibly expecting like, we'll start off with, like, some people who are returning from, like, injury or maternity leave, as two of these people would be. I think there's a good chance we may see Alexa Bliss. Maybe Carmella, because they both have given birth a while, like a couple months ago, I believe it is. It's been a hot minute, so they both could be back. Liv Morgan, I'm not sure. Because, I mean, she's been out a while with injury, but I know she had that arrest recently, so I don't know if that's been clear. She's able to come back from that. So she's a maybe. I'm feeling Alexa and Carmella are a little more likely. And also, I can't remember when she first got the injury, but maybe Sonya Deville. She had an ACL tear. She possibly could come back. And I'll say this also. If they bring back Sonya Deville, maybe give her a shot as a babyface. Because I just feel like she hit a dead end as a heel. Like, her being, like, you know, going from, like, you know, like a corporate figure. Like, if she's a heel, I want the 2020 Sonya Deville. If you bring back the Sonya Deville we had before, who was, like, always thought she had a good excuse to get a rematch, when in reality, she didn't, then no thank you. I don't want that. I do not want that at all whatsoever. But I think she's possible. NXT's people I could possibly see being in the match. Well, originally I was going to, of course, predict Cora Jade. But Cora Jade, unfortunately, got injured again. She tore her ACL, and she's going to be out for quite a while. Too many ACL tears. Way, way, way too many. Also, I did not include Dakota Kai. I don't think she's going to be ready yet. Doesn't seem like it. But, well, that's main roster, of course. But for NXT, I think there's a chance we could see Lyra Valkyria, the NXT Women's Champion. I think that's almost guaranteed. Lola Vice, as she's someone who, like, you know, she's still new, but she won the Women's Breakout Star Tournament. Which I believe that is correct. So I am going to predict maybe her, just get like a fresher face in there. This one's an interesting one. Meiko Satomura. I keep predicting some of these random people because I'm hoping that there's a twist to when it comes to Bayley's story. Which we'll talk about that after we get through these surprises. And there's two more from NXT. Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton. Those are the NXT. Well, I think some people are wondering maybe the Rock's daughter, Ava. But didn't she just became NXT's general manager along with William Regal or something like that? 22 years old and you're a GM. Yeah, is that a little bit of a nepotism move since her father just got put on the board of directors for TKO? I don't know. I don't see her being in the Rumble though, because I still think, well, I've only seen her wrestle once in that one, like, mixed tag or whatever the heck it was they had last year at TakeOver Stand and Deliver, sorry, it's not called TakeOver, NXT Stand and Deliver, because I watched that one last year with something different. I don't think she's ready. So I don't think she's going to be in the Rumble match. Now, some other people, like out of the company or legends or whatnot, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. Not only do I think Jade Cargill will make her in-ring debut in the Rumble, I'm going to predict she's going to start off at number 1. I feel like they're going to kind of do like what they did when Lacey Evans made her main roster debut in 2019. She came out number 1, kind of introduced herself, cut a brief promo, and then had a decent length. I feel like, though, Jade, though, if she is in this Rumble match, I think they will at least have her, like, be in there at least until after all 30 women have entered. She's going to go lengthy. Well, I don't know, though, because my thing is again, they brought her on TV. They showed her at a few places, Raw, SmackDown, even NXT. And she disappeared because it was made known that she's not ready yet. Which, is true. She was TBS champion because AEW saw something in her. But, she's still not... She is meant to be a star. But she's not there yet. I think the thing is they're setting the expectations very high for her. Rolling out the red carpet for her. But yet, they want to make sure she is probably up to par before doing that. I think the Rumble match is a good way for her to at least, showcase it. Get in there with some people, and maybe even set up for a match at WrestleMania. Now, if it was a few months ago, I would say do her and Charlotte. But Charlotte's hurt. Also with a knee injury. Way too many freaking knee injuries right now, guys. Way too many. So, I'm going to predict that she has like a run-in and gets eliminated by Bianca Belair. I don't think Bianca's winning this Rumble match. She does not need to. I know they've teased her and Rhea all the way going back to last year when they said, well, we'll come back to this. But quite frankly, I don't want to see her win this. So if you want to give her something else to do, give her Jade. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill could be a nice addition for WrestleMania. So that's what I'm hoping there. But yeah, I think Jade Cargill will be number one to start off the match and get a lengthy run in this match. I am predicting maybe an appearance from Trish Stratus. They could maybe do... Because my thing is I don't think they don't need to do a feud with Trish for WrestleMania. But maybe do a thing where Trish enters the Rumble and Lita comes in and eliminates her. Just to get like a one-off like comeuppance on whenever Trish took out Lita last spring or whatever it was. Maybe that, but that's something like... Lita and Trish have been in plenty of Rumbles. They don't need to be in every single one. That's why I didn't have Michelle McCool on this list. I mean, if she comes back, fine. Because I think she just turned 44 today, I think it was. She's still in great shape. I keep saying Michelle McCool could do one last run. I don't think she wants to do it. But I wouldn't be surprised if she appeared, but I didn't put her on the list because she's always there. Like, same with like Beth Phoenix. We've seen them how many times? I feel like though they may do though at least Trish and Lita though, just to kind of maybe have like Lita get her revenge on Trish. I don't know. We'll see. But it's more like a one-off thing, basically. It doesn't have to be like something that leads to a feud at WrestleMania or whatnot. But I'm also predicting maybe Melina. Because let's face it, 2022's Rumble, she got ripped. She was number 2, got eliminated 30 seconds later by Sasha Banks. That already soured that whole show for me when that happened. Now that Vince McMahon's no longer writing the shows, maybe bring her back and kind of make up for it. So I can see her. I also am going to say, what about Mickie James? Isn't she a free agent? I thought she was, but I'm not 100% sure. But she's a free agent. Nick Aldis is there, her husband. Give her a one-off. Mickie doesn't have to come back to wrestle in WWE full-time again. But give her a one-off. Nice little surprise there. I will say that. So we got that one. There's 3 left. Naomi. Now, you probably wonder what about Sasha. I don't think Sasha's coming back. I feel, well, then again, it may be the same with Naomi. I mean, Naomi's deal with Impact is about up. Well, Trinity's, her husband's still here. I could see her coming back. Sasha, though, doesn't really have a reason to come back right now. Especially if she thinks she's worth more than what, this division has to offer, I still think she's going to AEW. I just don't see her coming back right now. Maybe in a few years, but not right now. I don't think she's coming back. But I can see Naomi returning in this Rumble match. Now, these last two, well, one is not too likely. One is somewhat likely, though. One's Mandy Rose. I get why they fired her, but I still think that could have been handled a little bit differently. But I keep wondering if maybe, things will clear the air. And maybe she will come back. Last but not least, her husband's there now. I don't see her work in a program, although she did. There's definitely many matches I would like to see her wrestle. But I wouldn't be surprised if AJ Lee made an appearance. I think that would be pretty cool to see. AJ Lee back in WWE. Like, she could wrestle Becky. She could wrestle Rhea. Her and Bianca wouldn't be bad too. Her and Bayley. Like, what if we had, like a heel psycho AJ Lee versus, babyface Bayley again or something like that? Few others, now I kind of wish you'd come back now, but AJ Lee and Sasha Banks. Ooh. I don't know. But, I think it's possible. I think AJ's done some teases, or ape, as Punk calls her, ape. I think there's a chance that we could maybe see AJ Lee make an appearance. So, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. But, those are some surprises. Now, getting to who I think is going to win it. It's between two. But the winner I'm kind of second guessing on. You see, I think it's either going to be Bayley or Becky. Because I think we're going to be doing Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania. Although I am a little worried that Nia Jax is a favorite to win. I do not want to see Nia Jax win the Rumble, trust me. I do not. Although I think they're going to probably do Nia and Rhea at Chamber. And that would make sense because, again, Chamber is in Australia. Rhea's from Australia. And, where was I going with this? So, obviously, she would be a babyface in Australia. So, why not have her fight the biggest heel in Nia Jax? So, yeah, so I do think that's a match at WrestleMania, Becky and Rhea. But then, here's where I run conflicting. Because, again, I love Becky Lynch. And I feel like I've been, putting her down a little bit lately. And it's nothing against her. It's just, Becky's already won a Rumble. She's already main evented at WrestleMania. She could headline a big match at WrestleMania, but I don't think she should be the one to beat Rhea. But I still think she will face Rhea, but I think she should get there by winning Chamber. She hasn't won Chamber yet, I don't think. I still think Bayley should win the Rumble, because Bayley's not yet won a Rumble match. And she has a story going on with Io Sky. So my pick to still win the Women's Rumble is Bayley. However, though, first off, if you think about it, between the two champions, Rhea, Io, and of course, because it's been teased at times and it happened in 2020, Lyra Valkyria, who I do like Lyra Valkyria. I haven't seen too much of her in NXT. I saw her more when she was Aoife Valkyrie in NXT UK. I definitely think she has a lot of potential. And she was actually the one who dethroned Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's title a few months ago. But my thing is the bigger champion is Rhea. Like, no offense to Io. Io's awesome. But I don't think Io's on the level that she should be when she was like Io Shirai having her classic matches in NXT. As Io Sky, her best match, no doubt about it, is either her singles match against Asuka on SmackDown or her match with Bianca at Backlash last year. I feel like the Rumble winner would want to go after the bigger name, which is Rhea Ripley. And Bayley and Io, because even though Bayley's saying that she wants to win the Rumble, go on to fight Rhea, so that way Io can have her title and all Damage Control can have titles. We all know the end story is eventually Damage Control is going to kick Bayley out. So here's the problem we run into here. Besides the fact that, again, I think Rhea's the stronger champion. And why wouldn't the Rumble want to go after her instead? Here's the other problem that I have, though, that I'm concerned about. I feel like if they were going to do the turn with Damage Control turning on Bayley, I feel like it should have happened by now. Because at this point, even with how, like, Asuka and Kairi are acting whenever they're out there for her matches, it's so obvious they're going to turn on her. Like, honestly, I would have done it after Survivor Series. I still think, I mean, even though Bayley hasn't built up too much, well, a little bit more in maybe a couple weeks after Survivor Series. Maybe like mid to late December. Because I feel like they were starting to build a little bit of sympathy onto Bayley. And it's obvious. Like, didn't Kairi Sane yawn during one of her matches or something like that? Again, it's so obvious they're going to kick her out. But my thing is if Bayley wins the Rumble, and she, of course, wants to go after Rhea, how on earth... Well, first off, who the heck's going to fight Io? And how on earth, at this point, after Bayley wins the Rumble, are you going to get to Bayley versus Io without Damage Control looking stupid? Because if Bayley wins the Rumble, why would they... Like, at that point, she picks Rhea, but then basically she's going to have to turn on them. Well, I'm sorry. Damage Control going to have to turn on her before Mania. They're going to do the match. But that's still kind of like provoking her to come after what's it called? After Io. It's like in 2022 when Roman costed Brock his title at Rumble just for Brock to enter the Rumble match to win his opportunity. Like, why would Roman provoke Brock? Like, if he didn't want anything to do with Brock, he had him far away as possible. The Rumble winner was going to challenge one of the champions. So I don't know how you do that, because that's why I said maybe have like a Mako Satomura, or who else was on that list that I thought could have been like another possibility for this, like a Mako Satomura, maybe just Mako. I can't remember who else it was, but like an inside man. Like, let's say Mako Satomura enters the Rumble match, and I remember now. I said either Mako or Io. I think the only way to kind of get Bayley like far away from the picture, well, even that might not be. I was thinking like they could do something where, well, this would mean that Becky would win the Rumble then. They could do something where maybe either Io enters as champion and eliminates Bayley when she least expects it, or I think the better route would be if they would have, or maybe, of course, they could have Rhea enter the Rumble just for her, but then that's dumb too. Scratch that one. Let's just stick with Mako. Let's say Mako Satomura enters the Rumble as like an inside man, and she kind of eliminates Bayley when she least expects it. And because trust me, Mako Satomura joining that alliance of Io, Asuka, and Kairi, jeez, that'd be dangerous. So I feel like that's the way they gotta go. And have Bayley win Chamber for her to... I still think Bayley should win the Rumble. Don't get me wrong. It's just that if Bayley wins the Rumble, though, I don't see how they're going to get her to WrestleMania without making Damage Control look stupid. You see my point here? Like, that's like the concern I have. But, actually, let me do something here. I'm going to pull up my phone... And I'll do it right now for just a women's match. But let's tweet, who do you think will win the Women's Royal Rumble? Can't type. This in here, Raw, SmackDown, get NXT, type in there, and then my usual hashtags, YouTuber, the Club of the Man 1993, can't type, Road to 2,000 subscribers. So again, I think I'm going to put in, the choices are Bayley, Becky Lynch. I hate to put it in, but I think she's the third favorite. Nia Jax. I'll even put that in the choice. And of course, add this in, other... right in. We'll do the same thing for the men's before we talk about the men's Rumble when we get to that. But let's get that in there. Okay, so vote for that. Again, I'm still picking Bayley. My second choice is Becky. Because I'm just worried that if Bayley wins the Rumble, how are they not going to make Damage Control look stupid? Because why would they then provoke Bayley to come after them? If she plans on going after Rhea, you know? We'll see. Maybe it'll make some sense out of it. But yeah, that's who I am going to pick. Alright, let's roll into the second match. Then we'll take a quick break and check the live chat. The second match is probably going to be Logan Paul and Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Don't have much to say really about it. I mean, it's going to be a good match. It's Kevin Owens. Logan Paul, as much as I despise him, he's a great wrestler. I just, of course, wish that he was, not a part-time U.S. champion, because we have enough people who are either part-time or hurt right now. Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, who's hurt and probably not going to wrestle until WrestleMania against maybe CM Punk, maybe somebody else. We'll get to that when we get to the men's Rumble. But, I think this match is pretty simple to predict. I mean, I feel bad to say this, but Kevin Owens is not going to win here. Logan Paul's is retaining the U.S. title. I wish they would just give Kevin Owens some sort of a singles title. He hasn't won a singles title since he had his couple runs with the U.S. title back in 2017. That's a sin right there. That is an insult. Kevin Owens should have been maybe at least a multi-time world champion right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Triple H had his way sooner rather than later, Kevin Owens probably would have been a multi-time world champion by now. But at this point, there's just not enough room for him right now. Unless he goes over to Raw, like separated from Roman or Cody or whoever it is, and he wins a world title back there on Raw. Maybe, who knows. But yeah, I think Logan Paul is retaining. It would be a great match, but Logan Paul's retaining his U.S. title. And I still say he will go on to WrestleMania. He'll drop the title with the fastest rising megastar, and everyone say his name, L.A. Knight. Yeah! I think that's the match to WrestleMania for the U.S. title. Again, they teased it last summer, before Money in the Bank. They teased them having something that made me think they were going to have a match at SummerSlam. Nope, I think it'll be a match at WrestleMania. If it's not LA Knight, then do, even though he's on Raw, do Ricochet. Because they still technically have unfinished business. So we can do that as well. But yeah, I think that's the right way to go. So that's basically a pretty easy one. Okay, we have 2 matches left, but first I'm going to take a break and check the live chat. We got back to where my wife said, Nepo baby, probably talking about Ava, Simone Johnson, The Rock's daughter. We got Robbie One Kenobi to live chat. What's up, my friend? He hopes for Nikita Lyons to appear in the Rumble. Okay, she's came back from injury, right? I believe it is. Okay. And could third time be a charm as I once again hope for Pat McAfee to compete in the Rumble match? I forgot to add him to my list of surprises, but yes, I do hope. That's one that I think should happen for sure. I forgot to add that to my list. Thank you for that one, Robbie. I do agree with that. He also says, after the critical reception for Backlash in Puerto Rico, do you think Bad Bunny may compete in the Rumble match to have a better showing in 2022 with the Brock debacle? He could. I mean, funny enough, he was one of the best parts of that boring Rumble in 2022, but I'm going to be opposed to Bad Bunny being in the Rumble. That's a good one for sure. I think it's very possible. Yeah, I think that's a good point too. I didn't think of that one either. Did you see that statistic that Bayley has yet to have a singles match at WrestleMania? That is very true, because since being on the main roster, let's see, 33, she was in the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. She won that. She was runner-up in the Women's Battle Royale at WrestleMania 34. 35, I think, that's when her and Sasha dropped the tag titles to the Iconic in that Fatal 4-Way, and my shocking face, of course, whenever they did win that. 36, she had the Fatal 5-Way. 37, she didn't have a match. She got beat down by the Bellas. Was she in the match at 38? No, she was hurt for 38. She was hurt there and didn't have a match there. And last year, yeah, she was involved in the tag match with Damage Control and Becky, Trish, and Lita. So it's right. She has not yet had a singles match at Mania. So another reason why I did the match. But again, though, Damaged Goods right now with this Damaged story, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just not sure what to do with that one. Tyler picked Becky for win the Women's Rumble and get the belt off Logan. I wish, but they're probably going to have it home until Mania. Right, of course, Mike, I don't want to plague your live chat with very negative issues, but I can't wait to hear your pipe bomb about the new Vince McMahon allegations. Like I said at the beginning, because my warning I got from 5 years ago is finally disappearing off my channel on the 29th, I don't want to risk saying like something wrong yet. But also because there have been so many like allegations, these being the worst against Vince McMahon, I'm going to wait until some other sort of action takes place. But if I can at least say one thing, he's got to go. He's disgusting. If any of that is true, he is absolutely disgusting. And he needs help. But that's all I'll say about it for now. Like I said, we'll talk more about that if things get taken further with it. And where is Ricochet? Is he injured? Good question. He hasn't been on TV since that one segment after Punk had said hi to like Ricochet, Gable, and Bronson, maybe, where they were getting ready for that triple threat match to decide the next contender for the IC title, I think it was. I think that's the last, or that or the actual triple threat. I think that's the last time we've seen Ricochet. And it has been a hot minute since we've seen him. But yeah, thank you guys as always for your stuff in the live chat. Before we go on, I think I will tweet out my who will win for the men's Rumble. Let me throw that in there as well. Let me throw that in there for who will win the men's. I cannot type. Royal Rumble. Oh my gosh, stop this. Okay. Get my tags in there. SmackDown. So we probably some NXT stars. NXT. And my usual 3, the YouTuber, the Club of the Man, 1993, and Road to 2,000 subscribers. And my choices will be, well, I won't say them out loud because we haven't talked about it yet. That one, other write-in. All right. We will, of course, check later and see who people voted for, if anybody votes for any in the in that Rumble poll. Anyways, oh man, we got two more comments to add in the live chat during that portion. First, Tyler saying, "Don't have Roman and The Rock for the title at Mania." I will address, of course, that as well after talking about the men's Rumble. And Shawn Michaels as Colonel Sanders for the men's Rumble match. I was already going to be making a joke about one thing, but come on now. We got to get Colonels. I forgot about that commercial. Damn it. But, all right. But let's continue on. The last two matches, of course. The other two matches on this card. First, it's this fatal four-way with Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, L.A. Knight, yeah, and AJ Styles. It's obvious to me that Roman's winning this. I mean, some people say maybe Randy will win it to get him another title reign, because there's always been this rumor floating around that they would want to do John Cena and Randy Orton at WrestleMania for their retirement match, and basically the winner breaks Ric Flair's record, which I am not opposed to doing, but not yet. I don't think Randy should be the one to dethrone Roman right now. I would like for to see AJ Styles get a one-on-one match with Roman, and LA Knight's already had his shot. Even though, of course, the usual happened. Bloodline screwed him over, as we've seen in how many other matches. You know what I would love to see? I would love to see Roman rack him and stack him. Whatever the phrase was for when he beat Daniel Bryan and Edge at WrestleMania 37. He stacked all three, both of them on top of each other and pinned them. Roman's going to have a dominant victory at this match. He really needs it. Because this whole BS with him winning because of help from the Bloodline, like, I'm done with it. I'm done. Especially if, one, he's going to lose the belt to Cody at Mania. You got to make Roman look strong as hell for that to make Cody look good when he beats him. Or two, if he fights The Rock and see who really is the head of the table. Roman's winning either way, but I think he needs to look strong. It's going to be a great match, but Roman's got to win clean. No more of this BS with him, winning with help from the bloodline. Like, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough. All right. The main event, which again I will be doing live reactions with some of my friends Saturday night, not Sunday as Gunther said on Raw this past week. Saturday night though, we will be doing live reactions for the men's Royal Rumble match. So the men's Rumble participants that have been officially announced so far, there's more than the women. We've got Bobby Lashley, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Senior Money in the Bank, and one half of the tag team champions, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Gunther, I wish they would bring back his old theme when he was Walter. Kofi, don't botch your elimination again, Kingston, and Shinsuke Nakamura are the only people who have been confirmed so far for this men's Rumble match. So where do I start with this? Well, there's definitely a lot more people I can possibly see winning this match. I'm going to have 5. But before I get to the winners, let's of course quickly talk about some surprises. Robbie did say Bad Bunny. I will add that one to the list. That's a good one. Now, of course, originally, until today, I said Brock Lesnar. Of course, who he's going to fight, I was thinking maybe Gunther. But one, I don't think Brock's going to fight for the IC titles, so Gunther would have to drop the title before then. 2, after the news today and Brock's involvement apparently in Vince McMahon's recent accusations he's been accused of, I don't know if we're going to be seeing Brock anytime soon. But if it gets cleared he's innocent, then maybe he will be here for the Rumble match. Maybe. Who he was still going to fight anyways, I don't know. Honestly, though, I mean, even though it looked like they probably wanted to maybe Bobby Lashley and Karrion Kross for Mania, since they're having Bobby Lashley, well, the Pride, as they're supposed to be called, take on the Final Testament, so maybe Bobby Lashley and Karrion Kross at Mania, I don't know. But I would have pitched the idea of maybe once again doing Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, because you technically did finish the story last year. The last match you had was a dumb blow-off at Chamber, and it ended in a DQ finish. We still have not yet gotten that big, bloodbath we were hoping for. I mean, we've gotten good matches with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, but not the classic. So maybe we could have set up for that. But based off of some recent reports, I don't think Brock Lesnar's going to be at the Rumble because of this. But yeah, him, Bad Bunny, I think is a good possibility as well. I think we could see Rey Mysterio return from injury, have him take out Santos Escobar, who will probably enter this match as well, and set up for Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar to have a Rey Mysterio Andrade Cien Almas type classic. Yes, I said the full name, and I will be saying that full name again momentarily at WrestleMania. So that could set up there. We also could see, as Drew McIntyre said, Sami Zayn make his return, because he hasn't been seen since that big beatdown on Drew. Now, if Drew doesn't win the Rumble, which, spoiler alert, he was one of my 5 people I could possibly see winning this Rumble match, maybe do Drew and Sami at Mania. They've had some good matches on Raw, and based off of this story here, why not do them at Mania? They both need something to do. I'd say do that. That'd be a solid match for Mania for sure. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. So that's like some like returns there. Now, Pat McAfee also, I think, needs to be in the Rumble. Robbie mentioned that. I thought of it. I even put him in the graphic, I think it was, for my Rumble match card predictions. I think he was in the graphic. So Pat McAfee should get a Rumble appearance. He's a fan. He's done great. Let him be in the Rumble. That'd be awesome. Pat McAfee. I'm also thinking maybe Von Wagner and Zion Quinn, whatever his name is, only because they're both still technically free agents, which, why if they're still in NXT? I don't get it. That was dumb, of course, when I did that. From NXT, maybe a few others, but the ones I put down were Axiom, Braun Breaker, call that son of a gun up, Ilya Dragunov. I think it's time we give him an appearance. Ilya's going to be on the main roster in the next year or two. I didn't put down Carmelo Hayes, though, because he probably will be in the Rumble, but he's already kind of been floating around on SmackDown, so I didn't put him down as like a surprise entrant. That new guy who just won the Breakout Star Tournament and won the North American title, that Obafemi. Again, I'm pretty sure they want to get like a fresher guy in there, so that's why I picked like the Breakout Star Tournament winners like Lola Vice and Obafemi. Then probably in there. And because he's buddies with Carmelo Hayes and getting a little more attention, Trick Williams, I think, could be a possibility also. Now, for some other people or legends, well, we first got to start with you, brother, and Colonel Shawn Michaels, Colonel Sanders, Shawn Michaels. You know, there'll be like a new version of Mega Powers 2020 era, or whatnot, everything you want to call it. The Hulkster and Colonel Sanders, Shawn Michaels. Yeah, right. I always joke about Hulk Hogan because he mentioned something in that segment on Raw saying maybe got one more run in me or something like that. Nah, I'm sorry, Hulkster. You don't. Shawn Michaels, though, being in a Rumble would be awesome. I still want to see Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles. Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles, take my freaking money. Please. That's what I'm hoping for there. A few others. I keep thinking he's made a few. I don't think he's signed anywhere. I know he made a couple appearances in AEW, which I thought was awesome. But I have the itch to see RVD have another Rumble appearance. That was not likely, but especially see didn't he come back like last year or the draft before to make the to announce like one of the draft picks or something. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing RVD make a one-off. Another possible one-off, Tyler Breeze. Because he's not wrestling, but he was on the bump recently. So isn't he like kinda involved with the company? I don't know. I've heard about that, but him making a one-off wouldn't be a bad idea either. A return, I'm going to predict Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade did in fact finish up with AEW after his last match at World's End with Miro. I think he's coming back to WWE. Although I've heard rumors of him coming back but going to NXT. Which maybe, you know, they just called up Dragon Lee. Maybe get another luchador star down there, maybe. Or have him on the main roster and be involved with something with Santos and Ray and whatnot. I'm fine with either one. But I think he's coming back. And him returning at the Rumble would be a nice idea. But if you're going to bring him back, please call him Andrade Cien Almas. Please give him that name back. That's unique. It was cool. Alright, two left. This one I don't think is going to happen. I posted about it on my Instagram and Twitter the other day, but it would be awesome, especially since we're going to be in Tampa. Excuse me. I really, really would wish they would bring him back here, but I don't think he's ever going to wrestle again. But Big E. Big E is from Tampa. Wouldn't it be nice for him to make his miraculous return after 2 years outside of the ring in his hometown? I don't see him winning it if he comes back, but wouldn't that be big? That would be absolutely a phenomenal moment there for sure. But I don't think it's going to happen. But it would be awesome if it did. And last but not least, and let's talk about him for a second. And he's actually number 4 and who I could see as a possible candidate to win the Rumble. The Rock. The Rock, well, first off, let's address something here. The Rock was selected to be part of the TKO board of directors. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Same time, of course, as his daughter, Simone Johnson, or wrestling name is Ava, was selected to be NXT's general manager along with the returning William Regal. And of course it means which is crazy because, well, as of now, because apparently Triple H knew about some things a lot of people knew about some things going on with Vince McMahon and the allegations he got today. But it'd be crazy to hear people like The Rock, Triple H. If something happens to Vince, maybe Stephanie comes back, who knows. But The Rock, obviously, I think is someone who is for the people. And he is going to do great things as part of the board of directors. How it's going to impact on his Hollywood career, though, I don't know. But just had to throw it out there. The Rock is a part of the board of directors of TKO. It's very obvious at this point between that, he's here to stay now. He's not going to be wrestling like 50 matches, probably just one more match, which is him and Roman. But it's so hot right now. And the thing is you got, last year it was conflicting. Well, before we knew The Rock for sure wasn't coming back, which, if I could be real, I really thought The Rock and Roman should have happened last year, especially in Hollywood. Now, okay, I kept saying no, it's too late because it teased it, but I think because it's finally been teased by The Rock himself and finally happening, seems so being, I'm okay with doing that at WrestleMania 40. Especially if it's the 40th anniversary of the big extravaganza. But like last year when we had Sami Zayn having all the momentum in the world and Cody Rhodes, of course, being like the favorite to win, the favorite to be the one to dethrone Roman, there was a little bit of an issue last year. And this year we're kind of in the same boat with The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Now, The Rock says he's not here to get in anybody's way. But let's face it. People are saying that if it doesn't happen at WrestleMania, it's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. Which, I'm sorry, but either way, even if like either one of them would happen at Chamber, why would you do it at a show that's overseas? And like, if a majority, well, everybody all over the world watches the WWE. But especially for like, their main, audience here in America, why would you do that at either one of those at a pay-per-view that's going to be happening at like 5 a.m.? I don't think Chamber is the right time. I mean, I made it 7 years ago, I don't care if you do a Chamber, but now I do kind of care. The other thing is I'm 50-50 about the idea of having like Cody and Roman on night 1 and then Roman and Rock on night 2. Because, first off, Roman Reigns only wrestles like 5 times a year now. I don't think he deserves to have both nights of WrestleMania being the main event because of that. Second off, my thing is I don't feel like one should be overshadowed by the other. Both are going to be big. Roman dropping the belt is going to be big. Roman Reigns versus The Rock is going to be big. Although, here's the only thing though. But I still think if we wait till next year after it's been teased, it's so tough. And I don't want, well, I'd be okay if they did Cody and Roman at SummerSlam. I'll accept it if they finally have them at SummerSlam. Because at this point, if Cody's not doing it at WrestleMania, then have the story be he moves over to SmackDown, and if they do a draft this year, he gets drafted to SmackDown to finish the story on SmackDown. No other shenanigans. He's just drafted to SmackDown. If, of course, it's not happening at WrestleMania. But also, as Tyler says, and I agree, Roman Reigns and The Rock one-on-one does not need the title on the line. Because if the title was on the line, it makes the match a little bit more predictable. And I'm sure it'll also be dumb to go into WrestleMania with your world title, your world champion, not actually defending the title in a singles match. So that's kind of a problem there. Like, how much longer do we wait to let Cody finish the story? How much longer do we have to suffer through Roman Reigns being champion, which, again, it's a legendary run, but it's time. It's run its course. There's no wheels. At this point, it's like they're scooping out the salsa, but it's like they're scratching like the last bits and pieces inside it. Like again, this whole idea of we're only in the bottom of the third inning last year. No. Like, maybe more so like the sixth inning. We are in extra innings at this point with the storyline with Roman Reigns in this championship. It's time. It's time to just move on to something else. But again, I could see them maybe having The Rock win it to challenge Roman. But again, I don't want that to be the case. And again, it's most likely it's going to be involved in the title. But I don't think The Rock should win the Rumble, though. But I could see him being one of them. But who do I think will win this? Well, I think Drew McIntyre is possible, but I doubt it. Again, I think he should kind of pick up where he left off with Sami Zayn and have him and Sami Zayn WrestleMania. That'd be a nice match. So here's the three people, and again, I will address the rumors, but I'm also going to stick with if I didn't hear the rumors. So my number 3 pick either way was going to be Gunther. And then it's obviously between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. I've been saying since last year when I realized, well, probably more so since SummerSlam, when they didn't have Cody face Roman at SummerSlam, which honestly still think probably would have been the best. Do it at SummerSlam. I still feel like he doesn't need to win the Rumble again. I know he's on Raw, Roman's on SmackDown. I just think to give like some little like oomph to the story, I think Cody has to go through one more hurdle and find some other way to get to Roman. I still to this day thought it was going to be when Jey Uso came to Raw, he was going to go to SmackDown. But instead, of course, it was Kevin Owens. But again, I just still think there's got to be another way for Cody to get back to Roman other than winning the Rumble. So I'm still picking CM Punk because Punk has not yet won a Rumble. And of course, he should be main eventing night 1 of WrestleMania. However, though, here's the problem. What if Cody does not face Roman at Mania? I mean, I'm starting to more so believe that he's not. I really am starting to think they're going to, especially now with Rock joining the board of directors, I think they're going to do Roman and Rock. First off, disclaimer, I do not like the idea of doing a triple threat with Roman, Rock, and Cody. Now, on paper, it sounds good. But it's not the time right now. Again, as I said before, both of those moments cannot overshadow... One moment cannot overshadow the other. It's got to be one or the other, in my opinion. But if Cody's not going to face Roman, who is he going to face? And again, Punk's still my choice to win. As of now, Seth Rollins is still healthy. I would, of course, like to see the match with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Punk picked Raw for a reason. I'm pretty sure he intends on going after Seth. Now, yes, he would be crazy not to pick Roman. Either, same situation it is with, Roman and Punk. But obviously the first person who has, mouthed off the Punk is Seth. So why would he go after the first person who gets his attention? So I'm still picking Punk to win. But there have been rumors, been speculating that instead of doing Punk and Rollins now, I don't know if Rollins' injury had something to do with this, or if that just wasn't the plan, or if I can more so say this. Maybe Triple H, because of course he did the Rhodes Cody last year. Maybe Triple H just wants Punk to, he wants Punk to have a little bit more of a story in the ring before he gets to Seth. And then maybe, or maybe have him and Seth go one-on-one without the title. Because I think no matter who faces him, I think Seth's dropping that title at Mania, especially with his knee injury. And I think he will take a break, get his knees and his back fixed as he needs to. But maybe he wants to build CM Punk a little bit more again. Not everybody watches AEW who watch WWE. I'm sure most people know CM Punk, but obviously, you don't want to look like they're just handing it all to him on a silver platter. Which is why I think, based off the promo on Monday, I do believe there's a strong chance we could be seeing CM Punk and Cody Rhodes go one-on-one at WrestleMania. And there's rumors of doing Seth Rollins and a tease match on Raw and Gunther at WrestleMania. My question is, well, first off, that would mean Gunther would win the Rumble, which not opposed to that. I even thought of him win the Rumble after his performance last year, which is why he's my number 3 pick. But if Gunther wins the Rumble, is he going to go into WrestleMania still as Intercontinental Champion? Or we're going to do a title versus title match? Is he going to drop the title? Could he maybe even win the world title of Mania and relinquish the IC title even though he's on a historic reign with it? Because if you have him drop the IC title at Chamber, I don't think you want your Rumble winner losing like that. Because then people are going to want to say, if they had, I still think Chad Gable's going to be the one to win the IC title. Or they've been teasing something with him and Jey Uso also. I'm pretty sure if one of them would beat Gunther after he won the Rumble, people would want to see them in the world title match at Mania. I'm just saying. So I can see it happening. But I think Punk should win this. I still think he should win this. But again, I can also see Triple H maybe wanting to, tell a little more of a story with Punk in the ring, rather than having him just cut an occasional promo the last couple of months. But we will see. But I think CM Punk will be the one to win the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble. Whew! 4 matches, but we talked for an hour and 15 minutes. That's crazy. Let's check first Twitter and see if anybody at all voted, which See what we got here. We had Tia Couponer who tweeted towards me. Thank you, buddy. On the men's Rumble, we have 7 votes. Well, Tia Couponer also said he voted for Gunther. Title for title. Okay. Out of the 7 votes, we had 43% said Punk, 29% said Cody, and 29% said Gunther. Nobody said other. For the men and for the women, 9 votes. 56% picked Bayley, 22% picked Becky Lynch, 11% said Nia Jax, and then 11% said other writing, but didn't leave a comment as to who they think it could be. But yeah, guys, let's check the live chat here real quick, and then let's get off. Gotta get ready, get a shower, get to bed, get to work. Tyler said, Asuka hurt the wrong person. She should injured Bianca. Oh, he's talking about... Well, no, again, Asuka didn't hurt Charlotte. Charlotte hurt herself, I think, with a rope maneuver. I don't think it was Asuka who actually hurt her. Tyler says the Bloodline is like the NWO in 1999. Rob Bell says, hey, Mike, your thoughts on AJ Styles' current Lone Wolf gimmick? Do you think that may lead to an OC heel turn? I still don't think AJ Styles is a full-on heel. Again, he's still high-fiving the fans. I think he's either a tweener or like a more aggressive baby face, if I'm being honest. But maybe it could lead to a full-on heel turn with the OC joining him. It's possible. If you booked it like how they did in 2016, by all means, go for it. We'll see, though. Tyler doesn't see HBK and Hogan in the Rumble. The one where RVD held the card upside down. Oh, yes. He held the card upside down on SmackDown when he was reading off the draft pick. Tyler said Triple H made you. I think he was talking about when I was talking about Andrade or Big E, one of the two. Tyler's still worried about the pay-per-view and WrestleMania, though. Okay. It's your opinion. Oh, we got Mark. He said, I still can't believe Raw is not doing any type of match this year. Yes, Raw does not have a match on the card, which is very strange. Tyler wants to see AJ Styles versus CM Punk for the world title at Mania. I don't think it's happening this year, but if you do it another time, that will be an awesome match too. Has Punk and Styles ever fought each other? I don't know. Well, not WWE, of course, but you know. But I think we'll get off here, guys. It's already 10:40. Didn't get as much done today as I wanted to, but I at least got this Rumble preview in. Again, I will be doing a SmackDown review. Normally I don't do Raw and SmackDown reviews while during a week of a preview for a pay-per-view because it gets hectic, but I'm only doing it this time because, again, I didn't do them last week with me being away for work. So I'll do that. Obviously, Rumble review. Live reactions during the men's Rumble match will be happening on Saturday. As I said before, I'm not going to make a video on the Vince McMahon allegations that came out today. Unless if something does happen, like, further with it. Like, Vince McMahon gets suspended or something, like, if a solution, like, you know, to this happens, then maybe I'll do a video. I do, though, want to try to do a video on Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream, because he's been speaking up a little on Twitter, and he also did an interview with Chris Van Vliet on his show called Insight, and I did listen to it, and I do want to kind of give my brief thoughts on it. So that, I don't know when that'll happen. And, of course, a couple baseball videos. Working on the next part of Spirit of Destiny Return to Danger. I wanted to get started today with the next Roller Coaster Tycoon Park, which is Mothball Mountain, but didn't get to that. Yeah, that's what I have coming up for stuff to do. Obviously, of course, after Rumble, Elimination Chamber card will be made, though. And maybe I'll cut to the WrestleMania card early, see if I can get that a little more attention. We'll have to wait and see, but who knows? Maybe. Also, I think I may have said this in one of my recorded videos. I have decided that I'm not right now going to look into maybe getting more social media accounts for the channel. Last year when I opened up a TikTok and an Instagram, I kept saying I was considering Facebook. I just don't think the channel is popping enough that I would get much of an audience for Facebook. Plus, too, if I do Facebook, I feel like it wouldn't quite keep like my private life as protected as like Instagram would, because I have an Instagram for my personal self, which only I let a few people like Robbie or a few people who I actually do trust here on YouTube follow me there. But that's why I opened up, the one for the channel last year, so that way I can do that, which that's done decent. The Instagram page and the TikTok page. There were a few times where I did consider dropping my Twitter and switch it over to Threads. Well, it was like a week or two ago. I actually, for like 5 minutes, made a Threads account. But when I looked at it, I was like, this doesn't seem as hot as it is. So I'm definitely going to, I know I debated about it, but I'm definitely going to pass on the Threads account. So for now, all social media accounts I have now, it's just how it's going to be for now. Again, I still do want to make some new graphics since I have access to Photoshop, which I've made some nice thumbnails for. Well, not the one for this one, but my other reviews, I've made some really nice thumbnails for. And After Effects, so hopefully I can make some graphics in there and play around with that. And I do at times would like to, do like a little random project and just to get my gears turning in the softwares again, because I haven't really used them for a while. So hopefully I'll post some of those projects as well. But as always, again, just looking, continue to do the typical content and do something new on the channel and get fired up. Again, I was hoping to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of last year. Didn't. Thought maybe by Mania, but I got to 1,970. I lost 2 or 3, though, while I was away. So I'm back to, I think, 1,968. So I made a point to say, not set a goal. I'll get there when I get there. But if I can get there by Mania, that's the next goal. If not by Mania, then I'm like, whenever it happens, it'll happen. But as always, guys, thank you as always for your support. Thank you also for making these streams fun. And just continue to support the channel any way possible, whether it's wrestling content, baseball content, video games, other random stuff. Hopefully some movie or sitcom reviews or something like that will come by soon as well. Also, make sure you check out my review from The American Nightmare Becoming Cody Rhodes. I just posted that the other day as well. Also, check out my Royal Rumble recap and review series. I added in last year's Rumble match to that series the other day. And, for plenty more. Maybe I'll get another little special top 10 or something then soon. We'll see. Things are starting to slow down a little bit right now for me on my end. So hopefully in 2024, after the busy 2023, 2024 I can just breathe for a little bit. But we'll wait and see. So guys, once again, what are your guys' thoughts on these Rumble matches? Again, despite the pay-per-view as well. Despite all the rumors, I'm still sticking with my early predictions. Bayley winning the Women's Rumble, Logan Paul and Roman Reigns will both retain their championships, and CM Punk I still think is going to win the Men's Royal Rumble. Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure also, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to come to my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well, at the Club of the Man 93. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram, at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, check it out. Catch you all later. I'll see you next time for my SmackDown review. And check it out. Have a great night, guys. But do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!